Hi, my name is Cole. I'm the producer of UCC TV. We're bringing you the 5th episode of Ask Big Al today, and I just want to issue a quick challenge before we get started. Please, please, please ask Big Al. It's the whole point of the show. If you have any questions about converters, definitely just leave a comment on this video or call us. You can call us and ask for Al at 864-834-2003. Pretty easy, that's 864-834-2003. Or you can email Al himself at al@unitedcatalystcorporation.com. So thank you, enjoy the show, watch till the end. We've got a surprise for you here at the end of this one, and let's hop into it.
Hi, I'm Big Al. Today we're going to talk about a little bit of deception with the aftermarket converter. And last week we ended up with the Hondas, talking to you a little bit about the Hondas in one of our episodes. And I happened to go through the boxes today as they came in, some aftermarkets that can be construed as a Honda. Like this could be called, with the right shields on it. These are Honda shields here that I've taken off a Honda converter. If someone was to arrange this together on the converter, put that hole lined up with the center hole here on the shield, and you were to throw this in your pile of converters, the core buyers are pretty sharp guys. They know what's going on. You've been with your core buyer a while, you can trust them, and they know what's happening to the industry. But this is mostly for the core buyer who actually is getting the deception. When people are bringing them the converters and hustling their aftermarket converters off as Hondas. The reason why they're doing that is because a Honda is pretty much, on an average, has a great value, anywhere from the $350 to $500 range. So it's worth their while to take these shields off and kind of trying to fool people. And here's a prime example. You would grab this old shield. It came in with a wire hanger. The bolt mechanism that you would bolt this together were rotted off. As you can see on this shield, they would have bolts there, and it would be bolted together. But when it didn't have the bolt, they put this band around it, tightened it down, and try to fake it off as a Honda. It has the slant, they would call it a Honda slant, and it's not a Honda slant. This is an actual true Honda, and this is how it could come in, looking just like this, or it can come in with the shields attached to it on it. And when you don't see any Honda flanges on them, it's kind of a little bit harder to say. One of them will have a 3-bolt flange on one side as well as a 3-bolt, in most cases, on the other side. Depending on the yard, how close they cut them off, or the muffler shop, how close they cut them off to do a repair to the exhaust system. This one happens to be broken up a little bit, which that's why it's making a little bit of noise. But this goes to show you that the Hondas right now are pretty much hot items in the scrapyard industries. People bringing them over the scale, trying to sell them to core buyers, and deception. A shop core buyer will pick this out in a minute. They'll know if the guy's been deceiving them or not. One of the other ways I wanted to bring to your attention, when they take these shields off, you'll see a ring mark on the shield from the nuts or bolts being removed and added on. That'll be a sign tail. When you're taking one in off a customer coming in off the road to your shop or your scrapyard or to your core buyer, if you see these nuts have been tampered with or anything, beware, because inside is probably not your converter. It could be an aftermarket. And the other ones that come close and they have a center or two sensor, and they're what we consider low grade in the industry, are some of the rear Hondas. They look just like this, but they have what we call a smooth body, which would be similar to this. So when you clamp the shield on them, you really can't see the body until you remove the shield. The other way you can tell if somebody's been tampering with you, they'll actually take this and weld it together. All Hondas are brought together with nuts and bolts. They've done that for years, and they haven't changed it yet. So when you see one coming in and it's all welded together nice and neat, and you can tell the welds are relatively new, beware. And the other thing they'll do with these, they will weld them together and stick them out in the rain for a week or two before they bring them into you. And as you can see, the market keeps going up, so you're going to pay them more when they do come in. So that was a little bit on the Hondas. I do want to bring to your attention, there are more deceptions in the aftermarket industry. This here is an OEM Toyota. I'll tell you the value of it. I'll get real close to the value of it. If there's a correct way to remove this from the vehicle, this would be the correct way. And if you wanted to cut these off, you would always kind of leave the front flange on a converter if you can. And if it comes in a body like this, leave it together. Do like this guy did. He cut it off in the back. The reason why I say that, because a core buyer will identify this and he'll know exactly what this came off pretty much. Or he'll know for over time. Because really to the eye, it is hard to see the number because the rust build up on both sides. I did find the number on these and it came into a pretty good value. That's why I brought this one up. This happens to be off a Toyota. And for you guys with the numbering system and the apps, you like to always know what it is. This is a GK5. And I believe this one is the GK6. And for the people who know the system and how it works, this is an aftermarket. This is an aftermarket. Kind of looks the same, don't it? Almost the same exact shape. Value for this? Maybe $16 to some core buyers. Maybe $28 to others. This is a good manufacturer of an aftermarket product. It happens to be a Bosel, which in some cases requires you to pay a little bit more for this aftermarket, but truly it's still an aftermarket. And the value is there, but not like this. Nowhere near this. I get into some others, and everybody can recognize this as being a pre. You know the shape, you know the size, you know it came off of what kind of a car? Ford. No surprise there. And here's another pre. Same shape, same size, O2 sensors, it looks identical. A fraction of the cost of this on assaying. This here may yield you in the hundreds, this may yield you in the 20s. That's the big difference. They look kind of like the shape, same everything. And you can tell the difference on the shields. A lot of the aftermarkets don't have the original design shields, and somebody will say, oh, it doesn't have the dots, it doesn't have anything else. I can tell from that. But you know what? The aftermarkets are getting really close to looking like the OEM, as you can see here. This is another aftermarket, which if you recognize the hanger design, it's a slide-in style hanger, probably fits a Jeep Wrangler or Cherokee or something to that nature, but it definitely is an aftermarket. Okay, but it looks really good, nice wells. It would fool you in the industry. You would think this was a regular converter, but core buyer would know it's an aftermarket. And people who come in off the street thinking they have a real converter, bringing it to you to buy, you need to learn to identify your converters. It's your money. You can be dishing a lot out for this versus a couple of dollars. This is an aftermarket. This was put on a Toyota. How I can tell, it's got the flange and it's got the typical rod on the both sides of the flange, an older Toyota. Similar to shape is like this one, but it has the shield on it. So this is an actual welded shield. There is a number here on the converter, but it's an aftermarket numbering system. It's not like the Toyotas, how they do theirs. Okay. Just for the heck of it, what I did, I went down here, down the street, down the corner, to my local pot store, which happens to be an AutoZone store. I don't know if, Cole, if you can actually zoom in on this. I don't know if it's possible. You can go there and you can see what I paid for this converter. Okay. This converter fits this many cars. It is from every manufacturer out there. And I noticed some of the years go all the way up to 16, and they start at $19.99. That's a wide range of vehicles and a wide range of engines. Opened up the box and pulled it out. Comes with your little warranty tag and your replacement tag. As you're in the muffler industry or repair industry, you're supposed to take a portion of this tag and stick it in here, and away it goes. It looks similar to these. If I didn't have that shield welded on there, it would look like this. I ordered this when I went in there. I told her I wanted it for a Toyota, and she said, well, I have a universal that'll fit your Toyota Plus. I says, I'll take it, and that's what I came back with. I came back with this. I told her I was returning it too. I didn't need it, so I just wanted to bring it to you for your, just to show you guys, I just went there. It was a $79 purchase. And if you went on eBay or Amazon, you'd even find this cheaper, $49. So the reason why I bring the price up to you, and I'm talking to you about price, is because this industry on the aftermarkets, it's anywhere between $16 to maybe $18, and sometimes some people saying they're paying $28. Well, when we do the assay part of it, we never see those high returns that they're talking about. Okay, so we kind of want to bring some attention to that, and some attention to the fact that taking some of the aftermarkets and turning them into what we call Toyota converters or some other manufacturer with higher yielding, and they're not high yielding. The shields, you really got to pay attention to your Hondas, because that's where it seems to be the industry as far as people are being cheated on, as in their Hondas. This here, you got good core buyers. They're kind of looking at all your names and your numbers on your converters, so that's kind of easy. Why I was beginning to tell you this was the right way of taking it out. What if I was to cut this off right here because of ease to handle it? It would kind of look like this. And I'm used to, as a core buyer, hey, this is an aftermarket in the truck. You go, if I was new. But if you're a seasoned core buyer who's been doing this for years, he always knows to check his numbers, and he's pretty honest with you, and he can tell by, you know, he's giving you Toyota pricing. The reason why this may be worth $16, $18 tops, and I would begin to venture to say, I did write the X prices on this. This section here is over $300. This section, that's on assay. I went into my assay files and saw that number, so I'm right. And I did write this one in the rear. I'm looking for it as we speak. Probably wiped it off with my hands. Oh, no, there it is. There it is. This here was worth $98. $16, $98 for that, and they look identical. I mean, there is not much in other than that. I can actually show you actually shapes that come closer. This, without the shields on this, if I was to take and grind out, waste my time, if I was a crook, I would grind down the shields and I could actually weld this in place. You'd never know this was an aftermarket if you wasn't paying attention. That's why I'm telling you, when you take them off the cars, when you're removing them in your yards, kind of leave most of the stuff, if you can, attach. If you can't, you can't. That's all there is to it, because of ease of time and ease to do it. I've got that I wanted to bring to your attention. We've taken care of that. I do believe that these aftermarkets come in all shapes and all sizes. So we're seeing very small, very large. So, you know, it's a new industry as far as converters, because the price of a converter, the amount of precious metals they're putting in these new cars, and versus the amount that they put in here. You got the manufacturer warrantying these for 80,000 miles. You have the aftermarket people warrantying them for 25,000 miles. You can see that there's a big difference in mileage, which represents the amount of quality that's inside these converters. What else can I tell you for today? This is actually a better fit for this one. If you were doing an aftermarket switchover. Not that I'm trying to teach you how to cheat anyone. I don't want you to cheat anyone. But I want you to get the most you can from your converter. Whether you're sending them on assay or you're using your core buyer. Your core buyers are well trained today. They know how to look for this stuff. They know the awareness. And I just want to bring to your attention that they're out there. There are people that will try to sell you something that does not have the value and make it look like it's a real good change. If you're new in the industry, you know how to cheat somehow, and you figured it out. Well, that's all I have for today, but one other thing. I do have something for you today. I have, if you can stick with me for a second here, I found, as I was walking out there, I was looking in the box, and I come across this converter. It is the oddest shaped converter I've seen. There is one other converter that's kind of similar, but I barely can pick it up, in all honesty. And I got a little quiz for you here. I don't know what that fits, because I've never seen it. But I am holding here a UCC Yeti mug. If someone out there can tell me what this is, what it fits, I will send you that mug as a prize, because I have no idea what this fits. It's a nice looking converter. It's a nice shape. It's made of stainless steel, well made, hand welded, not machine welded. So I'm impressed with it. I'll give you another look all the way around. Has an inlet, outlet, This thing looked like it ran pretty good. There's no carbon buildup inside the exhaust on it. It looked like it was a nice piece of equipment that was built, but I have no idea what it fits. My curiosity's got me, so I'm willing to send you a free cup. Thank you for watching this episode, and look forward to seeing you again in the near future. Thank you. Bye.